Hello, everybody. Welcome back to episode 9, our penultimate episode of Blades in the Dark, Embers in the Ashes. I always get that title reversed for some reason when I'm uploading it. It's always Ashes in the Embers. I don't know why I do that. Anyway, we're just going to kick it into it right now because we're ready to go. So, Nathan, hand it over to you, my friend.
All right. Thank you all. Thanks for being here. I'm Nathan. I use he, him pronouns, and I'll be your narrator for this fine adventure. We're going to go around the table, tell you who we are, who we'll be playing, and then we're going to kind of do a little bit of a review and jump into our score. So, Jacob, why don't you start us off? Tell us who you are and who you're playing.
Yeah, sure. Hey, everybody. I'm Jacob, Duval King Jacob on the internet. Both Eyes and I use he, him pronouns. And Jason Kinglin, aka Eyes, is the group's slide. And he is feeling incredibly overconfident. I'm sure that nothing bad will happen.
All right. Thank you. We'll see about that one. And Shauna, do you want to go next?
Hey, I'm Shauna Flying Stairs. I'm she/her, and I am playing Miss Corbin, also she/her, the crew's spider and plotter and planner.
Plotter and planner, indeed. Absolutely. All right. Saevrick.
Hi, I'm Saevrick, or Josh. I use he, him pronouns, and tonight I'm playing... who am I playing? Elias, or Preacher. Sorry, too many games going on in my head. Who is the team's whisper, or the I talk to ghost person.
I see dead ghosties.
I see dead ghosties. Aren't all ghosties technically dead?
Yeah, and Hannah.
Hello. My name is Hannah, she, her pronouns. My character is Miss Fritter, whose name is Pi to her friends, which none of you are. Also, she, her pronouns. And Miss Fritter is our group's cutter, which is exactly what it sounds like. So I'm ready whenever y'all are.
All right. So a couple of days ago, you were finishing up downtime, and I believe Miss Corbin received 2 missives, one both through her executive function as an appraiser or a find or fix it person of all trades. Miss Corbin, do you remember what those 2 letters were?
Yes, one was from Rep for the Hive, apparently stating what her loyalties were, whether it's going to be prospective new group or the crew. And the second one was tip for a job, possibly, or information that the crows were about to receive some sort of weapon shipment.
Absolutely. Yep. Boz tipped, or Salia. I'm sorry, Salia tipped you off to that the crows, as a part of their beefing up for war with the Lampblacks, they were receiving some shipments of weapons in on a smuggler ship here in a couple of days, whatever the narrative need of the daytime is. The crew looked like a easy pickings to go and, 1, take something from the crows, and 2, to do what this crew does best as shadows and take what is somebody else's and make it yours. So do we have any preparation? What kind of preparation do you all want to do for this job? What conversations do you want to have amongst yourselves before? Questions you want to ask, things like that before we jump in? Is there any need for any conversations between characters at this point?
It's not related to the score, though.
No. It doesn't have to be. Sorry. It doesn't have to be. Whatever. This is y'all's time. Whatever you would like to do with it. If that's go grocery shopping or pick out weapons for the score, I'm down for either.
Costco real quick.
Right. If you need to get some sushi and some bread, I'm totally cool with that.
Does Tuskball have a Costco?
It does now.
Probably not. Yeah, probably not. All right. So what conversation does Preacher need to have?
Preacher is going to head over to Miss Fritter's, actually.
All right. Where will we find Miss Fritter?
It's the day of the score, correct? Theoretically?
You all tell me. Yes, more than likely. Again, we can back up and you can do whatever you need to around them. But yes, it'd probably be the day of the score. Probably, I would say you all made plans. You met at the mausoleum to go over the opportunity. You've done your pre-planning, so we can flash back to that whenever you need it, of course, whatever you've done in the last couple of days in order to get that done. And I'd say this is kind of the downtime, but the calm before the storm, so to speak.
Fritter will then be in her apartment going through kind of a ritual to prepare. Just, she has her own little things that she does to ready herself for a night of fun.
I'll tell you what, I prepare myself for fun, but hey. I usually put on armor and, guns and knives, but hey, it's all good.
She has a tactical vest, Elias. You know this.
Anywho, so Elias is actually going to make himself look presentable for a change. Clean the dirt out from under his nails instead of having his hair like that wiry mess of unwashedness. He's going to have it combed back and slicked back. He will find himself in front of Miss Fritter's door and knock very lightly.
Very annoyed at this interruption, she will, of course, graciously let him in and try to 50-50 hide her annoyance.
I'm sorry, did I find you at a bad time?
No, just, anointing with oil and filleting steak just to prepare, just normal things. What's up?
And he'll take his hat off and just kind of hold it there, and which would probably mess up this hair he had all nice and combed at one point. Now it just kind of just splays out after he takes his hat off. And he reaches for inside his vest and pulls out just a small bouquet of flowers and hands them forward to her. You said at one point that I wasn't the type to bring flowers to someone. Well, you've been right about most things, but I'd like to prove you wrong in this one alone.
Well, that was very nice. And she will very casually take her flowers. I've got to get these in water.
Probably best. Flowers aren't exactly easy to come by in a world where there's no sunlight, so I don't know how long they'll truly live outside of where I purchased them at. And he's sort of stumbling over his words as he talks. It seems to be like a conversation he's not necessarily comfortable having, but not used to having. Slide the hat back on his head. I don't know what's going to happen from here on out. I know our paths sort of crossed, but sort of divided at the same time. But I guess you hear the whole thing about stories having two sides, and I think it's, well, I think my story and your story are sort of incomplete as they're only one-sided as it is. I would, and he almost blushes at this point. I kind of like to make it a two-sided story between you and I, if things progress in an admirable way. Look, you've been with me since the beginning, since Six Towers. And of all of us around, you've shown me great care, great compassion, and you've given me a little bit of hope. And I know hope's an awful dangerous thing to have in this city, but you made me not hate to be myself for a change.
She'll listen carefully, and when you've finished, she'll have him put the flowers down. I'll just kind of walk over and just kind of touch your face. And she'll just wait a second and say, well, when this is over and you come back here to have a drink and we talk about what happened today. Only in that moment are you allowed to call me Pi. And I think I would like that very much.
I can't say this is the outcome I expected. But I'm glad that it is the one that it is.
A lot can happen today. But this is a nice surprise. Now get out of here. I have things to do.
Yes, ma'am. Sort of tip his hat, smile, walk away.
As Preacher reaches the bottom of the stairs with a little bit lighter step, maybe the broken sunlight of Dustfall filters through the dense clouds just a bit more. Probably makes it half a block before the first drop of rain falls on his shoulder, and another, and another, and another. As soon the weather breaks and becomes a pouring, nasty roll of a storm. So let's flash forward, shall we? Salia gave you information that your boat, the smuggler's boat that had this, had the guns and supplies on them, would be at the end dock there on the dock district. On your maps, it's the lowest one on the left, the smallest, probably farthest away, the one that's used sometimes by fishermen only, not really used by cargo ships, none too much. That's the information you're provided, that it would be coming in today, but due to port authorities, that the Crows would not be taking it over till tomorrow. Sorry, I lost my words there for a second. So that gives you all tonight to make off with the goods or figure out what you want to do. Go right ahead.
It hasn't come in yet. It's still en route.
It is still en route, but it should be docking any moment now.
Okay. I guess the day before, I think she'd tell the crew. Sally has given me some delightful information. This would concern all of us, especially you, Miss Fritter. Meaning who's our friends the Crows. They have quite the score coming in. Have some boats coming in for guns. I imagine it's for their delightful little turf war with Bazo. And then, considering past histories, this may be a good target.
Quite interested in this. What do you think about perhaps do you think we should steal the weaponry and keep it for ourselves, or do you think it should be distributed to other factions within Duskwall, like Bazo?
Oh, that's something we can probably decide once we get inventory of what kind of weapons and guns they are.
Okay.
But I had the question, did we want to wait till the port, it's locked down, or try and cut it off before it arrives while it's still in the water?
I think it'd probably be easier to try to storm the vessel once it's docked, as opposed to maritime warfare.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Especially if we can get an idea of what the proverbial muscle that will be waiting for us at the dock. Maybe we make our way in before it closes and find a place conspicuous, and then after it closes and they've secured the situation, we make our move in.
My secondary thought on that is Miss Colvin's got a very nice relationship with Leviathan Hunters. If we were to breach the vessel while it's at sea, one, that guarantees there's not going to be any further backup, and two, it would probably catch them more off guard.
If we want to do that, I have a number of ways to keep the vessel moored in a waiting pattern for extended periods of time.
Well, I'm interested in whatever this is. So
It would also prevent the crows from sending their people to watch over it as it's docked. We only have to deal with the people that are on the boat.
I also guarantee the sons of bitches ain't got nowhere to run to.
My concern is once we get back to land, if the crows figure out what we've done, I don't think they're going to let us just
dock there.
Yeah. Just a thought.
Makes perfect sense to me.
I'm completely down for your plan. I just want to make sure that we are safe once we've returned to port.
The docks are big, and there are certain smuggling tunnels that stevedores want to be kept secret, and that our friends may not know. So, on that end, getting to the ship and getting away, I can take care of, but I'll leave what happens on the ship to the rest of you.
All right. So everyone make sure to pick your load, which is the amount of equipment slots you have. 3 for light, 5 for normal, 6 for heavy. Again, it's how you look as you're weighed down. The more gear you carry, the more it may affect you or have dire consequences, but also the more equipment you can have. So that's always a plus. Also, what kind of plan are we going to make? Is this a stealth entry point? Is this an assault point of attack? What are we looking to do how we get to the boat?
Still stealthy.
Yeah, I was thinking stealthy.
So yeah, that probably.
All right. So our scene opens up with you all in the pouring rain, the fog, clouds, the docks. It is the time of night, or what would be night in Duval, when all of the dockers, Leviathan hunters, everyone is kind of getting off work, going home for the evening. The bells are ringing in the coal mines to let the miners out for the evening, and to kind of give everybody a sense back home. The streets are bustling, and yet there is a busy pace, like you just worked a full day and all you want to do is get home to some home cooked meal, or to a bar with some drink, or friends and family around you. You all are actually making your way the opposite way of most of the people at the docks. You're making your way toward the docks, and you see groups of people as you pass, mostly people in uniforms that are going hither and to, trying to get out of this nasty weather and away from wherever work is called them. What is the plan? Is the plan to go and meet this ship out on the water, or wait till it arrives?
I think meet the ship out, if that's...
Okay. And how are you doing this?
Catch a ride with some of your Leviathan hunter friends. I could provide some fog.
I'm pretty sure they can, at least a little bit of persuasion, let us have one of their small scouting vessels. Not more than a few people, but strong enough to weather a storm, get us in and out.
Okay.
I wonder if perhaps we have an ability to do a little bit of, let's say, impersonation. Maybe we tend to be a bit of the authority, pulling them over for a surprise inspection, perhaps?
A little bit of
Absolutely.
Code Port Authority.
Yeah.
Would you like to do a flashback in order to get that, whatever you might need?
I would love to. And I'm not only that, I'm actually going to... So kind of a combination of two things. Like whatever the accoutrement I would require for this to look like that, one, and two, bit of I'll actually use one of the loads that I have for like because I have a find disguise kit, and I will utilize that to make myself look like one of the authority there. I forgot the name of
Okay.
the actual policia.
So I think there's actually dock authorities that are watching what's being smuggled in and out. There's different types of authoritative figures, so to speak. So I think it's no problem if you mark that off on your equipment that you have a fine disguise kit. You also probably have some paperwork that says blah 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 manifesto blah.
Miss Corbin will, if Eyes wants to take this course of action, will provide a fine cover identity. So you'll get all the identification, a badge, proper paperwork.
Right. Look, it's my name. So I think for Eyes, it's probably a one stress flashback. Pretty easy to do, but still take some time to get the uniform right. Make sure it looks. What does the uniform look like?
So it is very dark blue, and almost like it's black when you look at it once and you look again and it's blue, like that kind of dark.
Yeah.
And all the way down is as flashy as Eyes is. This is the very opposite. It is dull and boring outside of the shiny, gold detective-looking shield, and he's got like a very dock worker hat on as well.
I guess they figure if you're working at the docks and you go into the ink black water, well, then you're gone anyway. So, we don't want to see you as you go down.
Exactly.
All right. So I see our perspective little crew in the boat rowing out. It seems like they're the boat that you're looking for. There's a couple boats that are moored out, maybe out toward White Crown, which is the island north. There is an area that before they can actually bring their stuff to the docks, this is an area where ships ships dock, ships anchor. Anchor.
Hey, there it is.
Got I like park better, but I don't think it works. Ships anchor and await this type of inspection, so to speak, and before coming on and unloading their goods. Okay, so I'm going to roll the engagement roll, which is where our plucky little crew is before I throw all the danger at them.
What danger?
What danger? So a D for sheer luck.
Ship is haunted.
Well, come on. All right. A die for sure luck. Operation particularly bold or daring, yes. Plans detail exposes a vulnerability to a target. I don't think it actually exposes a weakness. Friends or contact provide aid or insight, yes. I think that's absolutely. Target is a lower tier, no. And district modifiers, no. So it's going to be 3 dice. All right. So this will be about the only time I roll during our little adventure, which is great by the... A 6. I didn't want that. Damn it.
Have we never not had a 6?
I don't think... I think I've rolled a 6 no matter what.
I think you're right.
I have a lot of dice. 3 dice is a good amount for a good number.
All right. So I think what happens is somebody give me the name. What is the name of the boat that you're supposed to be looking for?
The SS Enchantress.
That was so fast, and I love it so much.
I think all boats should be named after some female creature that could kill you.
I love it.
All right.
The SS
I don't know what this is.
We'll change the name of the other boat. All right. So there are 2 boats that are sitting out there now. The SS Enchantress is an old boat. Looks like it's being held together by tar and hope and attunement to whatever you believe in. It's not in good shape. The crew is it's kind of listing to the side a little bit. There's another boat out there that looks more like a vessel that's used for for shipping back and forth. It's called the Leviathan's Wake. And it's actually being offloaded now, which is a little different, but it's whatever. The Enchantress, I think as you start to row out there, you don't hear anything. Like you don't, it's eerily quiet on the Enchantress. So that's where we're going to start. What would you all like to do?
So is the boat like a how much bigger is this boat?
We're going to talk. It's like a ship. It would be categorized as basically a ship at this point.
Like a cargo ship that probably carries like cargo containers.
Like a bunch of guns.
Yeah. So I figure it's probably 30, 40 feet long, and probably 10, 15 feet across, or probably 15 feet across at least. Carries cargo down in its hold. Would probably house 10 people, 5 to 10 people, sailors, at any point in time, carrying stuff from one island back to another. Not long term or anything where it's going to go like around the known world, but still a nice vessel. Same thing as the other one. Both ships are about the same size. So I see that the rain is pouring down. Yeah, there's fog everywhere. The opening camera picks up as the prow of your boat touches lightly up against the side of the Enchantress, and you kind of probably tie off to the Enchantress and are sitting down at the bottom, kind of looking up over the 10-foot sides of this boat. What would you like to do?
I kind of spin around to everybody, thinking I just announce myself,
ring a bell or something like that, and just ding 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 ding.
Exactly. So it's like, excuse me, if you're not quite aware, you have been pulled over as it is inspection time, and it is time for me to come and inspect you. So here I come. Make sure to keep your eyes and your hands where I can see them. Thank you. And I'll
absolutely climb up the side. Yep. Yeah, there's a rope or there are ladders, rungs that have been kind of nailed into the side of the ship. Okay. As you climb up to the top, you notice you still don't see anything. You don't hear anything.
And so I kind of imagine it so like you kind of say there's I just remember if I have my ship stuff correct, like port side and starboard side, right? Left and right.
Yeah. I told it to park the boat earlier. What are you looking at me for?
There is. So I'll actually I'll lean to the port side. Like, also, if you could show your inspection papers as usual per manual page 34, as I'm on my way to the office. And as I say that on the left side, I'm actually going to slink around to the right side.
That's fine. The wheel is toward the back, where they're going to control everything from. The wheel. I should have looked up boat terms. The things you need to know as a GM narrator that you don't think you know. So that is at the back. There is a small cabin in the front, and then there looks to be where you can go down into the hold, where you can swing open the hatch. You go down into the hold. There in the middle. Boating.
That's it. Boating.
Boating.
I'll kind of wait a beat.
You hear nothing.
And then I'll. Do I smell anything outside of the typical sea?
It's funny.
Smell?
It's funny. That's 6. Funny what that 6 will do.
Oh no.
Something's not right. Eyes has been around enough of these before to know that something is definitely not right. And if it's not right with people, what is it? Like what is going on? And I think your hand may go to the hatch to move it open.
Yeah.
And as you do, something in your hand says no, do not do this. And I think you notice a small wire that is connected down from the hatch that, had you open it, would do something very bad.
All right, have it your way. And I'll slink back, and I'll just kind of the only thing I can think of is I'll literally spell out the word trap.
Yeah, what is everybody else doing? You kind of waiting on the side. Hear this. Hear Eyes' alter ego Nose, and Nose is saying is nosing around the boat, so to speak. What
It's
is
about KNOWSE.
yeah, there you go. KNOWSE. What are the rest of you doing? You're like floating up and down in this little bit of in these little waves as they rocking down the side. You're seeing the other boat on the other side kind of get offloaded and watching as they are going back toward the docks. And besides that, there's a couple other boats farther out, but there's no one around.
I think Miss Corbin's gonna go up on the boat.
Okay.
And, sir, this is highly irregular. There should at least be someone up here. I think she's playing into that little thing that her and I do, where she'll like, this is like the auction where she'll play like the second hand or something like that.
Right, exactly. Yes, I believe you're right. Something is definitely afoot. And I'll just kind of whisper, I could totally try and like discard it.
Miss Corbin, as you get up here, you smell. Is that bodies? What is that smell? Something is definitely not right. It's not fish either.
Something
Over the edge of the boat, Miss Fritter's gonna be like, "Does it smell like death?"
She'll and she'll just nod.
Yeah, you all haven't heard a sound on this boat the entire time. Just the creaking of the ropes, the waves hitting the side of the boat over and over, the rain pelting down all around you. It is pretty slick up here, and pretty empty.
And she'll, as she's on, yes, and she'll look at Preacher. We might need you here. Because it's bad news if there are bodies here and no one has dealt with them.
Praying for something.
Having spirits on a boat.
I guess I will proceed up the side and take out my was it my lightning hook? Is that my thing I'm supposed to use to combat spirits with?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So I'll have that out and sort of looking around. It's like, I ain't doing no stupid voice.
More for my prerogative than anything else.
Sort of smile at that. And I guess I will take a moment to reach out, see if there's any vengeful spirits in this area, or at least something that might tell me what happened.
Sounds like is that going to be an attune roll?
It will be.
Okay.
It will be.
Ooh.
5.
I'll take a 5.
So it takes a little bit of time. You sit down. There is a lot of there's a lot of different voices calling to you right now as Preacher kind of slips into the ghost field, the ghost world, the spirit realm, whatever you want to call it. There's spirits flying high in the sky. Preacher, I tell you what, I know what the consequence is going to be. So let me give you the good thing first. Let me give you the good thing first. There are no spirits around these bodies yet, which tells you something. As you know, about approximately how long it takes for the spirit to leave the body. That has to be pretty freshly done, and is not something that they've been dead very long. If there are bodies down there, you still have to have confirmation. You smell. You all are accustomed to the smell of death. It is an ever-present ally, friend, enemy, whatever you want to call it on the day in Dustfall. And you definitely smell it here. So you know there are bodies down below. But they have to be pretty well recent in order for them not to have spirits yet. You think that their spirits, if the spirits would be coming here in a little bit. As for the consequence, you sit on the deck, you sit and the boat sways back and forth. sways back and forth. You hear that water lapping up against the side, and you would swear you hear that sound, that same laughter. Elias.
That was not a good time.
Elias, it's always a good time when we're together. Don't act like it wasn't a good time. You need me, Elias. The voice of Satara. Demon and mortal enemy, maybe, of Preacher. I think she is there for a second and says, "You seem to have your hands full. I'll leave you for now. But we need to meet again very soon."
You only name the time and the place. An old preacher will be there waiting for you.
Oh, now don't act like that, Elias. We had so many good times together. I tell you what, next full moon, me and the spirits of the damned, we have some things to handle. I would love for you to be a part of them. You want to see me in the flesh again, don't you, Elias?
Yeah, I do.
All right. Go back to your little friends. I'll see you soon.
I just wonder, like, what this looks like. Is he actually, like, talking to himself, or?
You tell me. What do you?
That's what I'm trying to think of.
Yeah. What would Preacher be doing? I can see you nod at first, and then maybe slipping. It's slipping out as you're having a conversation with her, or maybe it's all internal. What is it?
You know what? I think it probably would be external. He just sort of, like, gazes off, sort of like that 1,000-yard stare. His body just sort of, like, moving with the boat and not really realizing the environment he's around. So he's just sort of, like, rocking back and forth with that stare and speaking at the same time to seemingly nothing.
Yeah, the team. You all saw him. You thought he was going to be looking for spirits, and yet he's sitting here talking to someone. What's that? So you snap back out, knowing that there's no spirits here yet.
Yeah, at this point we're probably pretty soaked to the bone. At this
Oh,
point.
absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's not enough layers to get through this type of cold.
100%. So like I'm like seeing through blinders really. It's like nothing that happens with you surprises me at all.
And just to clarify, Nathan, we are saying that these bodies have been dead so long that the spirits are gone?
No, the bodies have not yet released the spirits.
So they're really recently perished then.
Sounds like it.
Somebody beat us here?
Yeah.
Spirits still reside within the vessels. We have to hurry. There's going to be so much attention drawn to us very, very shortly.
If there's anything left, yes, I agree. Someone might have gotten here before us.
So do we call him, or do we want to take us further away?
I'll take a look. I'm like, let me go find a hatch. I can get into this damn thing, see what I can find, and I can come back to you. Or if you want to come with me, that's fine too. But I'm not leaving here without killing something.
There's a hatch in the middle of the boat right there.
Can I inspect it before can I study it? Sorry, wrong system.
Yeah, absolutely.
Can I study it?
Does I say anything?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So it would be controlled standard.
Yes, controlled standard. Study would be fine.
I'm going to push myself to make
either
sure
that or
that
somebody can give you an assist.
Yeah, I'm assisting. I'm going with.
You can still push yourself too, but you know.
Sweet.
Take a little closer eye since I almost blew up
5.
everything.
The 5, yeah.
So I think you see the same thing. The hatch is going to swing clear pretty easy, but it also is tied inelegantly to some kind of rope. There's some kind of rope tied on the other side of the handle that as you swing the hatch is going to pull something down below. What that's going to be, you're not really sure of, but whatever it is, it's probably not going to be a good thing. I want to say that you could probably open up the hatch just a bit. You see a little bit of slack in the rope, and you look down in the bottom, and there's, if you shine a light in there, I can see you all shining a light in there between the dusk, the fog, the rain that's pouring down all around you, getting down the back of into your back and into your ears, just everywhere, just cold, nasty rain. You see several bodies crumpled in heaps down below. You also see what looks to be at least one or two small kegs of something.
Yeah, you gotta get off the boat. Boat's gonna go.
All right. Yeah, kegs definitely probably not beer.
No, gotta go.
So I just kind of look. I just kind of spin around. We're fucking out of here, y'all.
Okay.
No weapons then, huh?
I think this was a setup.
Had that feeling.
Yeah, we're out of here.
You hear a whistle from the docks. It sounds like blue coat whistle, maybe. What would you like to do?
It's along shore, isn't it? I mean, we don't have to dock where we left,
No,
right?
you don't have to dock. I'm just telling you. At one of the closer docks, and you notice that the boat that was unloading beside you, the Leviathan's Wake, did not go there. It went around to one of the other docks. It has its last cargo being hauled aboard now, and is making its way toward one of the other docks. You see that there are, as you look over at the docks, at that docks where you all are, you see that there are, looks like a patrol of some kind that are headed down the long docks, the long dockway, and making their way toward patrol vessels.
Okay.
So is that the ship we were supposed to be on?
Maybe.
Somebody want to give me a roll?
What kind of roll would that be?
Is that a hunt? Is it a study? A survey? Is it?
I am terrible at all of those, so if anybody else would like to step forward and do that.
I can. Like, she's just trying. I guess maybe Miss Corbin's just trying to get like
an idea what's going on.
What's going on?
Yeah.
Like, she knows vaguely how the docks work and how, like, what blue coats do.
Right.
And see if this is a.
Yeah, if you want to survey the situation, survey
Yes.
the location, situation, understand what's going on, sense trouble before it happens, gather information about opportunities or exploits. I think survey is perfect.
All right, let's do it. Risky?
Oh, I'm sorry. This would be control. This is your first roll, and as engager, you have controlled, so controlled and standard effect.
Okay.
I was waiting for the die to come through. My bad.
3.
I think it's honestly it's raining too hard. You know, you have a sense that something's not right, but you can't actually make out anything. The rain is these people are maybe you see an off color, a color that is not usually on people that are the dock workers. You think that's kind of weird, but you can't actually confirm anything because the rain is pouring so hard. It just you can't hardly see 15, 20 feet ahead of you.
How far away is this other ship?
Can
we tell that much?
A couple 100 feet.
Oh.
If you wanted to make your way toward the docks, you could definitely make your way. You would not get there in time for them to beat them there. You would get there right after them.
I'm thinking we have a boat that looks like it's rigged to go, and we have a ship that we think might be the correct one. So why don't we just let the two of them meet? I don't think we're sneaking onto this other vessel. They knew we were coming, obviously. So, and if it's the wrong one, it's the wrong one.
It does look like they're the people. You don't see any other people. Like as you were looking on the other boat, Miss Corbin was really looking them over. It looks like the last group of boats that are headed out of there have a bunch of people on them. So you're wondering if that ship is empty too, or if that, what's going on. But something's clearly not right. The bluecoats are making their way towards small patrol boats and kind of dividing up. What would you like to do? Looks like they may be headed this way.
Is the other ship, does it look like it's actually being piloted in a certain direction?
No, it's anchored. See, got
Okay,
it that
it's
time.
anchored.
Nailed it. Anchored.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nailed it.
Nailed it.
So do we want to go check this one out? Maybe just one or two of us? Or do we want to just head home and call it?
I'm thinking you just take this one and head it right into the other one. Let the two of them just go up together. Give them a distraction to go check out, and we can get the fuck out of here.
Okay. All right. Interesting.
All right.
But
Yeah, we could. Why wait for the other one? Why not just blow this one up and get the hell out of here?
Because then we get nothing.
Mm.
If we get nothing, she should definitely get nothing.
that's my feelings. If we can't take the weapons for ourselves or distribute them ourselves, then we might as well just take them from her, period. If they're even either on one of these vessels, I don't know at this point, but I'm willing to take that chance.
All right.
So here's my only question at this point in time, is that someone had to set the tripwire. So are we confident no one's actually still on this boat?
You all haven't heard hide or hair of anybody that's been on the boat. Now, that doesn't mean they're not on the boat, but you all have no inclination that there's anyone on this boat right now. And I would tell you otherwise. If not, it's going to be boring. I'm not going to make you go through the entire boat. If you want to check it out, that's fine. But there is no inclination that anyone's on this boat.
Yeah, honestly, I don't think we have time.
I say let's torch it.
Okay.
I'll pass this along to the rest of you. There still may be a chance we can get this shipment.
Do we want to risk it?
No. Once it's off the ship, they have to transport it. We have a vehicle. We can maybe cut it off. It takes a little while for them to unload it.
Maybe use the rain as a shield and hide in the water and wait it out?
I will say, I will use one of my items. I say I brought some blueprints for the dock.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
It was initially meant for escape tunnels to get the shipment out, but it's might be our only escape. So we will take the tunnels maybe and ditch the boat.
Okay.
And maybe I'll flash back and say that we have the vehicle.
Carriage.
Goes by our carriage.
Okay. So that's no stress. That's just something you all could have taken here. That's not a problem at all. So you have the carriage, your own carriage. You all won in one of your first scores there. You make your way down onto your borrowed little boat. And are you torching the ship or are you just leaving?
Here's a question. Do you want me to take the boat into dock and give you all a chance to get on the other ship?
No, because then if it goes up anyway, you're gone.
And we get the dock people. If we take it to the dock, then we cannot have the support of anybody from the docks. If we're gonna light up, we light up here and we catch the shipment someplace else.
It's also possible that we maybe take a shot at it from afar and light it up long distance.
Yep. I think you all are accomplished. Whatever y'all want to do on that is perfectly fine. So the scene, the camera shows you all piling back into your boat, releasing the rope that you have tied to it, and kind of rowing your way back towards shore, probably around the blue coats, I would say, maybe going on the other side of the boat and going around And then how does this boat go up? Tell me, how does this happen?
So because we did kind of notice where the keg is that we
Yep,
assumed.
absolutely.
So what I'm going to let's see. I don't have like bomb things.
No, but I mean, just tell me, like, is
Yeah.
it a great shot? Is it, I use a trail of I set a rope on, I like make a fuse as I leave, whatever, you know.
That's kind of what I'm thinking is
Okay.
I'm gonna because it's essentially I'm gonna take and light a long trail of gunpowder. I can flashback if I need to do that.
No, you're good.
And then set it like off to the side and like have it kind of trailing off the ship. And then I'll bring like a long like kind of hunting rifle with us, and then I will plan this for me to shoot it and light it up.
Absolutely. So as you all are making your way toward the docks, you actually take your rifle, you probably push up to the dock itself, tie off, and shoot the rifle. The crack breaks out. The sound breaks out. It doesn't sound too horribly bad because of the amount of thunder that's going on, and lightning and things that are happening. So it almost sounds like it's just another crack peal of thunder. The spark hits on the boat and lights with an eerie smoke-filled haze, and kind of sinks down into the bottom of the boat. And where you expected an explosion, you get almost like you can even see it from here. It's like a puff of green smoke that comes out of the bottom of the keg of the cargo hold itself. It did not explode with a force, but it spewed and released this noxious gas all around it. You know that you've probably heard of when this happens. It's usually when raw electroplasm is set on fire. It doesn't blow up, but it makes this awful poisonous fumes. And you know that there are factions in the city that would use raw electroplasm. So that may be a ticket.
God fucking damn it. So much less cool than I wanted it to be.
You knew that if you all were trapped in that could mutilate you. It could disfigure you. It's basically like a nerve gas poison that would attack you.
Were any of those bodies that we saw disfigured in this manner?
Not that you saw, but you didn't really get to go in and really take a look, but not that you saw. So think about that time as when the blue coats pull up to the boat and they see what's going on and smell it and start backing away, start rowing away furiously. So you all get up to your dock, you dock your boat, and are you settling in to wait, or are you trying to track down where that other boat went?
Yes.
Miss Fritter is basically just following Corbin's lead in whatever she wants to do.
Okay, so Miss Corbin, you're trying to find out where this other boat docked at?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so so what are you using to do that? Are you going to talk to someone? Are you going to study, or what are you going to do?
I am going to have a flashback.
Okay.
So once the plan was decided, she heads down to the docks and finds one of the dock masters that she knows, has a little side business of, diverting some goods from one to another discreetly.
Yep, their name is Fester.
Mm. Hello, Mr. Fester.
Miss Corbin, how are you this evening?
Very well, very well. I was wondering if I could pick your brain for business.
Is this official business or non-official business?
let's just say it's a little bit off the books.
Okay, I understand. Okay. Standard rates, yes?
Yes, wouldn't expect anything less, but I was just inquiring about the traffic in certain tunnels in and out of the docks, bringing in goods discreetly. I would like to know if you have any idea which ones the crows use, if any.
The crows. Yeah. They, so officially nothing, but unofficially, of course, they got in their score last week. They don't actually have anything coming in tonight. It's, well, I don't know what they're calling themselves now. They used to be the Wraiths, but they don't go by that. I may have heard something, but the Wraiths and the Grinders are working on something tonight. Grinders, they're that gang out of Lockport. The Leviathan hunters. They got mad, got fed up, came down here looking for some payback. They're taking any business they can get. I think they got something going on.
Really? Well, on the by the by, could you give me the which tunnels they are, and I'll take that in consideration. I will give you a little extra for that little bit of.
So I think he takes his he has a tablet, and he turns to the back and rips off a piece of paper and makes a mark, and leaves it sitting there, and has a mark on the tunnel, which is where it is. So it's the Wraiths and the Grinders.
I think you have this look come on Miss Corbin. Just so that's what that was.
Okay.
I think at this moment, like, it's starting to okay.
Absolutely, yeah. You know that the Grinders have access to raw Leviathan electroplasm that's not been refined yet, and it has these same properties. So, what would the group like to do?
It's the Grinders.
Hmm?
They did this.
They wouldn't be expecting us to come a-knocking if they thought we would be dead.
Certainly not.
I'm happy to make a house call.
I would certainly want to replay any kindness of trying to push us onto the next life. So,
I mean,
one good deed.
Yeah, and honestly, I think the fact that I was robbed of blowing something up really, really cool. I can't just have this hunting rifle only be fired once tonight, right?
I haven't killed anything yet.
I mean,
I'm still young.
I kind of put it on my shoulder. Well, shall we?
So I think our story flashes forward just a bit to where you are seeing the camera would then pan in on that same boat you saw earlier with the people docking nearby, probably one of the other larger docks. All the people from the boat are getting out, walking onto the docks and kind of moving on. They look like the normal sailor crew. They look like the crew that you would have on there. You see a couple of flatbed carts that are stacked with who knows what, that are being loaded up with the final couple of crates of items. They sit on the end of the dock right now and look like they're about to make their way away from the docks. What would you like to do? Yeah, so I think as you kind of get away, you hear the whistles in the background. You hear almost like the special forces call. The normal whistles that would come from the blue coats are replaced by the sounds of the cawing of the Death Seeker crows as they finally kind of pinpoint who they're looking for in all the rain and the fog that was harder to do. The spirit wardens have come marching into the area with their mask and their suits, their weapons, and all their machinery to take care of whatever is needed. I think they're cordoning off one of these docks by itself. You see one of the spirit wardens talking to a blue coat, and the blue coat shaking their head furiously, and the spirit warden basically clapping them on the back and then looking over at the ship as if the spirit wardens are going to start to do something. What that may be, you don't know. Looks like they are actually not trying to get into boats. Looks like they're probably going to fire something onto this ship and just set it ablaze, but who knows at this point.
How many people
How many
that
people
we can see?
where?
Like, have departed the boat,
Okay.
are on
Yep.
the carts.
Yeah, so there's a group of people on the carts. There's at least 2 carts. There's probably 5 people each on those. You see some other people milling about. They don't look like the same as these regular sailors that are getting off of that are disembarking. Second one, yep. From the small boat. Nailed it. They're from the small boat. So it looks like the sailors are probably the sailors took the stuff off the boats, came ashore, and now are done. This other group, which looks to be 10 to 12 people, are swarming all over these 2 flatbed carts, trying to kind of ratchet everything down, get it covered up. They're going pretty quickly in this pouring down rain and look to be like they're going to be making their way out of the docks very, very soon.
And I'll look to Miss Ritter and I'll just say, I go left, you go right.
Let's do it.
And I'm gonna kind of start to, as the parties kind of disperse, I would assume we're gonna head towards where the crates are, believing that to be our bounty, and I'm gonna try to swim my way over there.
All right. So I'm going to do something we haven't done before.
Cool.
I'm going to set up 2 racing clocks. The first is a 6-turn clock that's called Catch of the Day. If you complete this clock before the other clock, you will have gotten your load of items. You can do that in any way, shape, or form. We're going to have dramatic task or whatever y'all want to do. When you succeed at something, you'll get a tick on the clock. The other is inked, as if by an octopus to get away. So the other clock is going to be an 8-turn clock, and I'm going to mark it up every time there's a consequence or a partial success, anything like that. If that clock gets filled up before the Catch of the Day clock gets filled up, the crates will have gotten away. Sound good?
Sounds good.
All right, let's be on our chase. What are you don't like the chase, or you don't like my names?
No,
Catch of the Day. I thought that was
I
brilliant.
love everything that you do.
Inspired. I'm not sure inked is a good one, but Catch of the Day. That's it.
Thwarted.
What is
Thwarted.
it? See, I can't spell that. All right, I'm from Kentucky. Come on now. Thwarted. That's like never mind. Okay. Anyway, all right. So what do y'all want to do? So you find what looks to be 10 to 12 people. As you get closer, you notice that these people are not regular dock workers. You know of who this gang is, especially now that Miss Corbin has a name. The Grinders are a group of former Leviathan hunters that got tired of the way Lockport, which is where the raw electroplasm from Leviathans is refined. There is acid rain, poisonous rain that is around there all the time because you shoot Leviathan. Basically, you're refining this oil. It goes up into the clouds and then comes right back down. So a lot of these people are mutilated or have scars or marks on them, just like you would from seeing with people that go Leviathan hunting. They have come to Duskfall in order to make some money and get a Leviathan hunter ship back to Lockport to kind of stop that whole process. They're leg breakers and will do anything they can for money. Doesn't even matter. No morals, no scruples, no nothing. You do know that their leader is a young man named Hutton, and their heavy is a young non-binary named Darrett. Darrett is from Lockport. They came with the rest of the crew. What would you like to do?
So
Garrett and I have a date.
Date with
Like
Destiny.
speak with
Date with
Hutton.
All right.
So, assuming Miss Ritter is going hot and heavy, I'm going the exact opposite, and I'm waiting to essentially pick people off as they become individualized, as they say.
Yep.
And essentially, the way that that's going to work is I'll be the way that that they have a date with Destiny. The rest have a date with the butt of my rifle.
Okay. What are Preacher and Miss Corbin going to do? What is your stance and what kicks this off?
How far away are we from like this core group of like fucking bluecoats from the docks?
They're still milling about from the Spirit Wardens, so they're probably, narratively speaking, 100 yards away, close enough that if you wanted to do something, you could. If not, they may or may not see you, depending on your roles and the consequences I want to throw at your way. They're a narrative distance. Does that make sense?
Too close is what they are.
No, just close enough. That if you roll good, they don't have to be close at all. If you roll bad, damn, they were right there all along.
Are they the group that we're trying to take care of right now? Are they loosely scattered? Or are they?
They're pretty loosely scattered all over these two carts. They're trying to get things done quickly. They're not in like concentric groups or anything. It's raining and pouring. You're seeing them before they see you, so they don't have any clue that you're there. So there may be one or two that are together at a time, but they're really trying to get like all these carts strapped down and canvas over them and get rolling.
Could I use my special ability of Tempest to try to like lay a fog around them just to disorient them even further? Maybe they'd have to at least all get a better, easier drop on them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
So if you push yourself, what does this look like?
Okay, push myself because I needed more stress. So, I think we'd gone over this before. It was that sort of storm vibe as the eyes glaze over white. And just holds his hands out as this fog begins to roll forth from his sleeves and his fingertips. It just sort of wends its way towards this contingent of people, slipping underneath the streets to the grates and like coming back up underneath of them, and just enveloping them.
Absolutely. So what I'll do is, until they move, everyone's going to get an additional die on whatever rolls you want to roll. I think that kind of makes sense. You hear a young man's voice from one of the tops of these flatbed carts says, "Hurry up, you mangled corpses. We ain't got all day."
Cool.
All right, where's Miss Corbin?
They're on one truck, right? Correct.
There are two flatbed carts pulled by large Acarosian goats.
She's going to try and make her way to the driver's seat of one of them.
Okay.
Using the fog.
Okay. All right. So, Miss Corbin, are you going... sorry, Miss Fritter. Are you going as close as possible? Are you walking up there as close as possible? Yes?
Yes, but she is distinctively sneaking to try to find the heavy.
Okay.
And, but as long as that prick of a person keeps shouting rude comments at people, she's going to get increasingly more irritated before she arrives.
That person is Hutton, is on the top of the first cart. The heavy Darrett is at the back of the second cart, loading crates by themselves. Just
Darrett and I are going to talk.
Pick up the crates, flip them up, and putting them on the back. All right. So is the first sound that this kicks off, is that Eyes' rifle shot? That's what it sounds like to me.
So I'm being stealthy using the
absolutely
the butt of my rifle. So
you're gonna hit them.
Yes.
Okay. Sorry.
Yes. Yeah. We're the way I look at it is like he's going like she's specifically going loud once she gets to her friend, and I'm staying slow and steady throughout, and then waiting to see what that loudness does and to utilize that in addition to that.
I got it. Ms. Corbin, you wanted to say something?
Yeah, I'm going to the one that Hutton's on. That's what I'm planning going to once the fog comes in and once stuff starts going down.
Okay. So, Ms. Fritter, sounds like yours is the initial shot, so to speak. So I think there are people swarming around the stock. There are people loading up carts. Darrett is in the back loading up on the carts and sees you slowly round the corner out of the fog and takes the crate that they have in their hand and pushes it up onto the back of the crate and looks like, that's it, and looks down at you and goes, can I help you?
Good evening, sir. My name is Miss Fritter. I am one of the merchants on the docks, and I was wondering if you were interested in partaking of any ale this evening, or perhaps a pie?
So if you want to succeed at something, you'll need to roll something. I know about the pies, but Darrett does not.
No, she's only saying this just to get closer to him.
Okay, that's fine. Then Darrett says, I don't have time now, and like turns around and goes to pick up one of the other crates. You're a little, middle-aged older woman. He's like,
middle-aged, fuck you.
That's what Alyssa should have said. Damn it. Oh. Now I got it. Now I'm gonna flash back. Lissa calls you middle-aged. Bam, nailed it.
Got it.
Got him.
You're on fire, Nate.
Got him.
You're on fire tonight, bro.
That cost me a lot of stress. I'm not gonna lie. All right. So Darrett turns their back to you and goes to grab another crate.
So we're gonna skirmish.
Okay.
I'm gonna take my meat tenderizer out of my tactical vest, grip the handle on the head and the handle, and try to. I'm assuming they're taller than I am.
Yes,
and
they're tall.
Jumping up to kind of create the bar on the neck.
Okay. Yep. Absolutely. All right. So let's roll a skirmish, and then we're going to let Eyes go next. Miss Corbin, you'll be next as this pops off, and then Preacher will go after that.
Is it risky or controlled? Just curious.
I honestly think this is controlled because they don't have any clue that you're going to do this, that you're at very little risk at this point in time. So I still think you're in a control. It may not work, but it's not like they're not facing off against you.
I'm going to push myself too and take a stress.
Okay, take 2 stress.
6, baby, what's up?
Oh, snap!
All right. So Darrett is a heavy. So Darrett is going to take a 4-turn clock in order to either put them out or incapacitate them in whatever way you choose. We'll cover that when it happens. So I think the 6 gives you 2 clicks on that clock. So tell me what happens.
I imagine that it is a very brief encounter. It's just enough that maybe I damage the windpipe, but they'll very easily get me off of their back, I assume. Just because they're larger than I am, and they could hit me against a wall or something. It's pretty easy, brawling.
Yeah, absolutely. The meat tenderizer goes around the neck, and they shake like a mad dog, and fling you off to the side and turn around and like square up at you. And Darrett reaches down and grabs a large billy club that you saw by one of the things. It's probably by one of the crates. It is actually like the head of what would be a maul as they reach down and grab that. All right, Eyes, what are you doing?
So yeah, based off of like, assuming I can hear that in the
Absolutely.
very busy rain, it's like, all right. And I kind of imagine like I'm kind of on like the outside and like sort of jump kind of down onto someone with a crack.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely.
So it's just
okay.
That is a prowl standard.
Yes, risky and standard.
Risky standard. Okay. Whoops. Let me redo that. Yep. Okay. Cool. Boom. 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 5.
5. Good. Just what I wanted to see.
Did you get
So
an extra die for... I'm sorry.
Hold on. Yeah.
Did you get an extra die for my fog?
I did not.
Make sure you roll your extra die.
Okay. So I'll just roll like another one.
Yeah, just roll a d6. It's fine.
Okay. I'll just do like 100 or something. Oh, whoops.
That's fine.
Yeah.
All right. So a 5 still gets you. So what happens to this person, and then I will narrate the consequence.
Okay, great. Yeah. So, and all you hear is just the crack of wood hitting skull, and he just crumbles to the ground.
Absolutely. This person, the wraith, or not the wraith, the grinder was there, kind of just absolutely hits the ground in a heap. The consequence for this is Hutton looks up from where they're standing on top of the flatbed cart, and sees what's happened. Looks back at Miss Fritter and Derek tussling, and screams at the drivers to take off.
Oh shit!
And take off they do. So we're going to mark 1 in the inked category, and off the carts start to race. Miss Corbin, you have the opportunity to do something if you'd like, because you were standing there. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna try and get onto the cart before it gets like to full speed. Just try and like get there in nick of time and just kind of like hang off the back.
Okay. What does that? It sounds like an action of some kind, because this is not an easy thing. As the goats.
It's a finesse, I imagine.
Finesse sounds great. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And that's 2.
Make sure to get your extra die as well for Preacher's Fog, as these people, the drivers, have no clue that you're there.
I'm gonna push myself. So that's extra die. And risky?
Yes, risky and standard.
Okay. Standard.
5. So you're able to the whips crack on the goats, and they kind of rear up and then pull as hard as they can. There's 4 goats pulling each cart. They take off at a thunderous pace, and even in this rain, it skids a little bit. You're not quite able to get the footing you thought you were as the rain is falling all around you, but you are able to make a leap there at the end and jump on top of the flatbed cart. It is pulling faster than what you thought, so you're more toward the back of the cart, and Hutton is on the carts above you. So we're going to do one more for the inked thing. All right. Preacher, what are you doing? You all had your carriage around here as well. So that can be something that you bring into effect. You've already brought that into the narrative, so it's wherever you need it to be.
We really just need to cut these people down as quick as we can. It seems to be the current objective.
There's several that are being left behind as the two flatbed carts race off into the night. You know that they don't have all their people. You know they didn't jump on, so there's still several people there.
So are they taking off with the goods now?
Yes.
Fuck. And how are these? Are they like pulled by animals, or?
They're pulled by large Acrosian goats. Think of goats the size of ponies. Long, mangy, nasty hair, sharp hooves, probably 4 or 5 feet tall, sturdy. They're the ones that usually pull everything around here. Horses are pretty rare.
They taste great in a garlic sauce.
That's what I've heard.
So I guess.
As long as it's not poisoned.
And we only brought the one cart, if I remember correctly.
Yes, you have one cart.
Fuck.
But both these carts are going the same direction. They haven't split up at this point. Doesn't mean they won't, but they haven't.
Exactly. God, we gotta run these fuckers down. Okay. I hate to leave you all.
think that previously we probably all discussed this inevitability.
Sure.
Yeah.
This was possible.
So I don't think any of us are going to be upset if you leave us.
Where'd you go? No, I'm just kidding.
So if I like jump on the back of our mount and take off after these assholes, no one's going to object to that. Okay. Well,
And
that's what I would
narratively
do.
speaking, so narratively speaking, whenever you're done doing whatever you want to do here and you want to catch up, we'll find a way for everybody to catch up. We won't leave you behind. Yeah. So there are cabbies around that will drive you. There are other goats. There are other things that we can get you there. So do what you feel like you would do in the story, and we'll play as players. We'll catch everything up together.
I mean, if it was just me and I had a way to get a goat without a carriage attached to the back of it, that's what I would go for initially, you know. But,
Okay, that could be there if you roll. So let's see if it's there.
okay. So what am I going to roll here? Survey, a study.
Find goat. I mean, is it a command? Is it? Do you see someone with a goat walking by, like they're going to pull this animal up, and they have the goat or a small cart there, and you command them that you want it? Is it what you know?
Well, I still have the cover of fog, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So how about I sneak my way over there, take one of my knives, and just cut the rope free of the cart and like
Okay.
hop on the back of it.
Okay, yeah, sounds great. Yeah,
So
absolutely.
I can roll a prowl,
Okay.
which is equally as bad as my other skills are. So this can only go well.
For me, absolutely.
Oh God, do I get an extra?
It's
die?
due for a win anyway.
Yeah, I haven't had a win in a while. So far, there's not multiple sixes being rolled by each person. So,
Right?
Do I still get a bonus die for my
Yes.
action?
Yep, you get a
Okay.
bonus die too. Absolutely, for the first action of everybody.
Fucking need it, so we'll take it. Hey, a
2
4.
4s.
Josh, you were too excited about that.
I'm happy about anything over a 1. Trust
It wasn't
me.
a failure.
Exactly.
So you
Oh man, the dice.
So I think this is going to be a limited success. You get this goat. You walk up. You slit the reins. You get on its back, and you expect it to take off like the wind. And this broken down old thing kind of takes off at half a trot. And so you have a goat. It's just not quite going to be able to keep up with their goats at this point. Doesn't mean that if you do something else and succeed at it, I'll let it catch up. But it's going faster than you could run. It's going faster you could walk, but it ain't going as fast as those goats are. So it's a limited success.
That's pretty bad if the goat that has nothing attached to it is being outrun by a goat
Listen,
that has
the goat had a
shit
long day.
attached to
Okay,
it.
the goat had a long day. The goat had a bunch of meetings. The goat was taking care of its little kids at home all day. It just wanted to go home and eat. And now some guy jumps on its back. It's like, what do you want me to do here?
I feel like you're bringing your real life problems.
Oh,
into
my
our
bad.
game.
Am I the goat? Sorry.
Walking it.
My bad.
Okay. I'm disgruntled, but I will keep pressing on.
Roll better. Get good. All right, next person.
So what do I see? The person that essentially just called out for help, which caused the chaos to ensue. Is there anyone else between me and them?
Hutton.
Yeah.
Hutton is on the top of the first flatbed cart, and it's taking off.
Oh, so they're gone. Okay.
They're not gone. They are in the process of leaving. If you wanted to say I am close enough that I want to attempt to get on this before it fully takes off, that's fine.
A little different. We're gonna go a little hot, and we're gonna shoot a tire.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. I wanted to Hannah pointed out that we needed to make sure we plug up on the catch of the day. So yes, absolutely. So we plugged up on the catch of the day. So you want to shoot one of the tires, one of the goats? What do you want to shoot?
Ooh, I like goats. So yeah, the tires.
Okay. All right. So these are kind of wooden wheel spokes, but any damage you do is going to absolutely hurt it. All right.
Okay. What is that?
So let's kind of make sure in the narrative we're talking. These things are taking off. You have one action
Yeah.
before they're far enough away from you that you're not going to be able to run and catch up. If you choose to try to jump on now, that's fine. If you choose to take a shot, you're going to have to find another way to get forward to the cart. Is that okay?
Well, that's interesting. I suppose I could take a shot of it while I'm on the cart, because that would be dumb and hilarious.
And there are 2 carts, so you could get on one and take the shot next turn at the other one if you want, something like that. I just don't want
to... To your point about, like, getting everybody back together. No, that makes sense. Cool. Yeah, I'll just kind of like, fuck, and I'll let's see. And I'll use prowl to, which is about unseen or obstacles. Feels very obstacle-y, and I'll run and jump to get on top of the thingy, and we'll Indiana Jones this shit.
Okay, sounds good. Let's roll it up.
Cool. So risky. I'm gonna push this time. So is it still the same effect, standard?
Yes, still standard. Yep.
Then I'll push. Let's see what we got. Oh god, that's 4. That's fun.
So it is a success.
Yeah.
But so you get on a cart, but you don't get on the first cart. We're gonna do a limited success. You actually take off. You go to aim your gun and miss by the time the first cart's coming through. So then you're able to get on this, but you are able to get on the second cart. So that's kind of where you are.
Okay. And who's on the? Is there anyone on top of the second cart?
Yes.
I can't do anything right now.
So let's do a full recap of where we are.
Yep.
Is the first cart is taking off. Hutton is on the top. There is a driver. There's probably one other person that was on the cart as well. Miss Corbin is on the side. The second cart is taking off now. There is a driver, and there are 2 people on top. And Eyes is on the side. Preacher is on their mighty steed, Goatling, coming up behind, and will be in chase on the carts. And Miss Fritter is at the docks, still facing off against Darrett. There are a couple of people that are still at the docks, but a lot of them are kind of scattering away, so it's basically just Miss Fritter and Darrett at this point. No one wants to get kind of caught up in the middle of this. Okay, where are we at? So that's a round. Now we go to Miss Fritter.
So Darrett, they're frisky, and we had our skirmish. We're separated from each other. Darrett has a billy club. It kind of looks like a mace.
Yeah, Darrett has it's a large club. Looks like probably had a head of a maul or a mace on top. Doesn't look like it has that anymore. Darrett has their head shaved and actually has little pits on the side of their face and head where you could see, look like acid rain or something hit all on them. One of their eyes is kind of half closed, as if it's not quite open. It's a physical abnormality or something that has happened because of the rain and because of the lockboard. And Darrett is wearing like a uniform of some kind. The sleeves are, of course, cut off, and reaches down and grabs that huge piece of petrified wood and looks over at you and goes, "You shouldn't have done that. Why did you do that?"
Everyone tells me that. So she's going to be kind of, she's squared up, but she's kind of knees bent.
Okay.
Like she's expecting to lunge or something like that. But she's going to wait for them to approach.
Okay.
If they don't, she'll stand there and just kind of keep an eye on everyone else around her. Making sure that nobody else is getting funny ideas.
So Darrett picks up the large club, swings overhead in a just a brute fashion, and proceeds to slam it down on Miss Fritter. What would you like to do?
In the motion of the drop, Miss Fritter is going to stab them in probably she goes through all the way in the kidneys, but definitely coming around trying to hit into that area.
Okay.
There we go.
Let's roll it up and see what happens.
Let's do it. I'm a wreck.
Okay.
Risky this time?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Just saying. Standard effect. Do I still get a bonus die for the
Fog?
fog?
Nope, not anymore.
Okay. I'm going to push myself 2 stress.
Okay. Yep. 2 stress, yes.
Okay. 5s.
Okay. So this was risky and standard. This is one more piece of the pie chart for Derek, for defeating Derek. Yeah, absolutely. What happens is Derek comes through, but they're quicker than what you think. And where you would probably swing underneath a normal person and stab them through in the kidneys, you basically end up doing a large gash on their side all the way down. As you go to turn around to see what's done, Derek takes their right hand and just backhands, tries to club at Miss Fritter, as she kind of goes underneath them and around. So you're going to take a level 1 harm, probably woozy, as this huge hand comes down and just smacks you up the side. All right. Who was next? Is it Preacher? No, you got the goat.
Corbin, probably.
Miss Corbin, yes, sorry. Okay. You're muted for some reason, Shauna.
Oh, there we go.
good.
I'm on the back of this carriage, flatbed. It's one of those things where like it's not enclosed. It's just a big
Yep, just a flatbed cart, and it has the crates on the back stacked up. You can see underneath some look like canvas that they have tied them down, and we're trying to hide what they were.
All right. Hutton.
Hutton looks over at you over the side, peers over the side. The hell'd you come from?
Fancy trick with the ship.
Yeah, we thought so. Didn't work though, did it?
No. You should have stayed and kept your Skovlander nose out of our business.
The crows told us that, Lissa told us that we might catch a few, the lamp blacks, in this little ruse. Didn't expect to catch you, though. Of course, I guess we didn't catch you.
Well, I expect to send Lissa a message. If that's with you, then so be it. And she's hanging on with both hands, but she'll release one hand, the hand that has like the pistol.
Okay.
She's gonna aim it at the person driving the carriage.
Okay. Yeah, Hutton probably expects it to come at him and probably like puts his arm up like he's gonna block it when the shot rings out toward the driver. All right. So what's that gonna be?
It's gonna be finesse.
Okay.
Or sorry, skirmish. Sorry.
No, skirmish. Okay.
It's range. I'm gonna push again. Getting close. Come on, I need. Risky. We're still in risky territory.
Yes, this is risky because you're still
Standard.
Yep.
All right, let's do it. Come on. I'm okay.
5. All right, so we're gonna. So you succeed. We're gonna tick 1 on the catch of the day and 1 on inked. The shot rings out, and you hit the back of the driver, and I think it shocks them, and they go tumbling off the side of the cart. The consequence will be that the shot scares the goats, and they go even faster and are now out of control. So you're now on a flatbed, hauling ass, and with no controls. All right.
And she'll smile at Hutton.
Yeah, Hutton kind of grabs onto one of the straps and looks back, thinking that he got shot, and looks where the driver goes, and is going to make a lunge for that next. All right, who's next? Is this Eyes? Or is this Preacher?
First.
Preacher? All right. Preacher, what you doing?
I guess we need to kick this goat into high gear. So, we've already shot, haven't we not? Somebody has
Yes.
unloaded a firearm at some point, so
Yeah,
I should not feel weird about doing it now.
Nope.
Let's just kick my heels into the side of this thing and fire off a firearm and see if we can persuade this thing to go a little bit faster.
Okay, absolutely.
So let's see here.
I'm not sure what that is. What that even is.
I don't know. It's all going to be bad because I roll like shit. But
Don't think that. Think positive. Is it finesse? You don't have any finesse.
Dude,
What does Preacher have? What is Preacher good at?
attunement.
Okay, well, this thing's
Possessed by a
alive.
demon.
Yeah, this
Yeah.
thing's alive, so I don't
Yeah.
think that's gonna do it.
I have 1 pip in study, survey, prowl, skirmish, consort, and sway.
So let's do maybe prowl. Is traverse obstacles, climb, swim, run, jump, tumble. I think that'd be fine too. This is
Okay.
kind of in that you're holding on with one hand, you're trying to shoot with the other hand. You don't want to shoot the goat. You just want to make it go faster. I think a prowl roll would be perfectly fine.
Okay, and as
Don't fail this.
as Great Mustache and Chat has expressed, I haven't taken a Devil's Bargain in a while, so I could always take an extra die. So if you want to give me one of those,
Yes.
What would be a devil's bargain?
if you can think of one. If not, that's cool too.
A devil's bargain for being on the back of a goat
With a firearm.
with a firearm, going faster. I think it's going to be this. If it will go faster, if you fail the roll, it's going to diverge off in another direction. So you're going to make it go faster, yes. Now controlling where that goat goes is the issue. So that would basically take you out of the combat loop for one turn. If you fail that. Does that make sense? That way you're still in. I don't want to just take you out. But it basically like swings around the other way.
Okay. Sure.
Okay, so grab your other die.
Well, it's
5. You
technically
needed that.
5s. That's fine.
That would have been bad to fail.
5 night. 5 night, y'all.
Yeah, I thought, yeah. All right, I think I've been the only one rolling 6. All right. So yeah, the goat takes off forward. You shoot back behind it, and you can actually catch up. You're able to catch up to that second cart. If you want to kind of do the any of the old Western movies where they jump from the moving horse onto the train. That's kind of what I see Preacher doing as Preacher leaps from the goat onto the back of this flatbed cart.
Absolutely. It's so ridiculous. Let's do it.
Yeah. I think you are in I think what happens is you jump onto the back of the cart, but you're on the very, very back, and you are going to be in a desperate position next time to not fall off this cart because you're barely hanging on now. So we're going to put you in a worse position.
Okay.
So it gets what you need, but now you're in a worse position.
Okay.
All right. Eyes.
Sure. So, so there are 2 people on top of this thing with me.
Absolutely. Yep.
So, would you care to tell me what their pronouns are?
There is a he, him, and a she, her.
Okay. So I kind of like as I land, I have the hunting rifle in my right hand, and I say, "Ladies and gentlemen, it seems that you reached a premature exit. So if you wouldn't mind jumping off, that would be really, really great. And just in case you were worried, I'm very serious, and I actually am going to kneecap the one on the right."
Okay.
And as I say that, and essentially I'm trying to use sway and using violence to sort of up the ante a little bit.
Okay.
Risky.
Yes.
Standard. God, let's see what happens. Fuck yeah! Let's go! Let's go!
Excellent. Good. Good.
All right. So do you kneecap one?
Yeah, I kneecap one. So like the way that the visual is I'm actually like I'm kind of like talking to both at the same time,
Mhm.
and I'm looking at the one on the left as I say this with a smile, and I just and kneecap the one on the right as I'm saying this.
The one on the left jumps off the moving cart. So the one on the right that you kneecap falls off. The one on the left jumps off. So now it is you on the cart with just the driver.
Okay.
To give a little recap, on the catch of the day, we're at 4 out of 6. On the inked, we're at 3 out of 6. Okay.
And I can go ahead and tell you what my plan is for my next action.
Okay.
You know, I don't know if anyone's played Spider-Man on PS4 or PS5, but essentially the plan is to grab the side, jump off, and kick in the window and kick the guy as
Okay, absolutely. Sounds great. All right. We're back to Miss Fritter or Preacher. No, Preacher's what? Miss Fritter. Sorry. Without a true initiative, sometimes I get my little brain.
I
Miss Fritter.
actually think Shauna is before me.
Okay, so
Wait,
Miss
am
Corbin.
I? Wait,
Yeah,
I just.
you went technically like when we started. You went after. I think it's maybe not.
I mean,
No, I think-
narratively speaking, as long as everybody gets a turn before everyone gets the
Yeah,
next
I think.
turn, we're all doing it. That's
I'm fine with going.
If you're okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
That's
go
fine.
ahead. Yeah.
That's totally fine. All right, so back to Fritter time. So they got me in the head. They backhanded me.
Yep.
And
Yeah, they spin around holding their side. There's blood that's leaking out from underneath their uniform, down along their pants and onto the ground. And they have probably their hand they hit you with is reaching over to that side and kind of clutching at that wound. It is superficial, but it is still a pretty good wound.
well, it's Fritter time. So we're gonna take the ladle out of the tactical vest and ladle to the face.
Okay.
We're gonna.
Do you have a fine weapon?
I have a fine heavy weapon.
That can be that means you get an extra die or extra effect, whichever you prefer.
I'll get an extra die.
Okay.
I'm gonna wreck this time.
Okay.
I think I've done skirmish previously. Oh no, wait, I've done wreck.
I think you did one of each.
Okay, so this is a true wreck because this is like a kill.
This is going to be a desperate action.
Okay.
So after you get done with this, make sure you mark your XP, because you know that in a long-term battle, Derek may have you. So you have to get this done quickly.
Oh yeah, for sure. So the one bonus die for the ladle being my heavy weapon.
Mm-hmm. Correct.
Awesome. See what happens. I got a 6.
You got 6.
And a 1. Ooh, they cancel each other out. What happens?
No 1. It's only the highest. So you're absolutely okay. All right.
Here
So
come the sixes. Let's go.
tell us what happens. How is Derek no longer in the fight? I'll leave that up to you as what happens to them.
Derek, imagine that they backhand me. I hit the wall. Lots of yelling, pain, grabbing sides and stuff, but still they're maintaining a good grasp on that billy club. And as they come at me one last time, super pissed off, Fritter just slips the ladle out and just bashes into the side of their head. And maybe it's all very perfect timing.
It's like a boxer throwing a right hook.
Yeah. Derek goes down.
Okay.
So-
Yeah, Derek. You hear that crunch, and Derek falls down immediately, face into the dock, blood leaking through from the side wound into the inky blackness below. You may even see something below that circling underneath the dock now as it tries to reach the source of this blood. So Fritter also looks up and sees the carriage that you all have conveniently left behind. That is her escape route or ability to catch up, and probably starts heading that way. Okay, so Derek is no more. Now we go to Miss Corbin. Yes. All right, so Miss Corbin, You and Hutton are both trying to scramble up toward the front of the vessel, the front of the cart, to grab at the reins of these out of control goats. What would you like to do?
As she scrambles up the way to the reins, she'll just yell at Hutton. I don't give a shit what happens to these guns. As long as they don't belong to Lissa, and as long as what you did, the ship, doesn't go unpunished, I'm fine with that. She'll take out that dueling sword and just try and skewer him through the back as he tries
Okay. Absolutely.
to get the reins.
All right, so yeah, he makes a grab for the reins. You make a grab for your sword. Skewer away.
Here's devil's bargain for this.
Devil's bargain for this is if you fail, the sword goes clanging off along the path as the goats go racing by, and you'll have lost your sword.
I'm fine with that.
Okay.
And I will. I'll push this as well.
Oh, what are we? Let's do a quick. Where are we at on stress from everybody?
I got one left.
One left from Miss Corbin. Eyes, what do you have? 3 left. Preacher, what do you got? 3 left. Fritter, what do you got? 4 left. Oh, here we go. Let's see if we can get some trauma.
Risky?
I think this is desperate.
Cool.
Yeah, let's get some XP going. I need to do more desperate actions. I think this is desperate.
Effect?
Is greater.
Great. Okay.
He will have not seen it coming. If you get this, it will be what you need to do.
Okay. Come on, please.
Let's go.
Please. Damn.
A 6 does it. So tell us what happens. You are able to. The outcome of this is Hutton is no more, in whatever fashion you want that to be, and you have control of the cart.
So she'll get him like right between like the shoulder blade and the torso, and as he reaches forward, she'll like have some momentum to like get on the other side and just kick him, and if you'll just underneath one of the rear set, he'll like roll.
Yep, the thump thump happens as he rolls underneath, and the cart goes rolling over top of him. Miss Corbin, you grab onto the reins of these goats and slow it for the stop. Probably reach over the side of the cart, grab onto those reins, and pull the goats back. And I think as you do, the second letter that you received comes flying out from a pouch or from your cloak, and it opens up, and you again remember the words from Chaos Finn, your hive contact, asking you where your loyalties lie, that those crates were needed by them. You look around, and the other crate, the other flatbed cart, is far behind you. It would be so easy. I'll leave you at that for just a second. Preacher.
We still have our cart, correct?
Yes, you still have your carriage is coming up in the rear. There is a whole other cart, a whole other carriage, a whole other flatbed cart that Eyes is on and is taking control of, and Preacher is holding on for dear life. And we're going to find out what happens to Preacher here in a second. Preacher, you do notice that there are several members of what looks to be the grinders that are running after the carts, and they're not that close, but in a few rounds they could be there, like catching up to you all.
On foot, they're fast enough to catch?
No, so on foot they're not faster than your cart. If you slow down, then they're trying to catch up, but you see them kind of running after you. I'm just kind of putting in the distance. If you want to do something to stop that, they're there.
Shit.
So one more thing will get this cart under control. How if you can slow it down, or if eyes can take control of the reins, however y'all want to work it out. But if you can figure, or if you do something to basically put more space between you and your pursuers, then we'll call it good as well. I'll leave it up to you all. How do you all wanted to solve this?
Okay.
You're like behind me chasing the cart that I'm on, right?
He is on the back of that
back of
cart.
it,
He
yeah.
barely grabbed on the back of that cart and
Okay,
threw.
I just had no idea, which is perfect actually.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. You wouldn't have seen it. The crates. You would not have seen him at all.
I have no good skills for combat. I really need to boost my combat skills.
So it could be combat, or it could be something that affects the environment around you.
Right,
if you want to roll something to put distance or slow anything down, use whatever you need to in the environment. Whatever you need is there. There's buildings and other carts and things passing by. You're in the middle of you're at the end of the docks, almost to Crow's Foot.
Gotcha.
Quick meta question: Did Preacher see the two bodies flying off?
I have no doubt the Preacher saw, probably as Preacher jumps onto the back of this flatbed cart, the goat slows down, and Preacher looks over at the goat and notices two bodies. One is kneecapped, the other is jumped off on purpose, kind of on the sides of the road there.
Can I do something just because I think it'd be funny narratively?
Absolutely. Please do.
I want to use my Tempest ability, and I'm going to create this roaring wind, and I want to tumble these bodies at this group of people that's trailing after us. Just try to fucking bowling ball
At
them.
some point.
Okay.
Oh, you're going to have, what's his name? A little bit too, just come up from behind.
So we'll say that you kept on to that Tempest ability. No need to push yourself again. It's still maintained within you. So let's maybe is that an attunement roll? What is it to control this power? I think attune works here if you want to use it.
I mean, I'm not going to argue against attune.
You want to argue against
No, I said I will not argue against attune. Trust me.
All right.
Okay, I'll take that. And you said that this is desperate currently, right?
Yes, this is desperate. You are on a fast-moving cart that is not under control, with people chasing behind you down busy streets. It is chaos everywhere.
I'm going to push.
Okay.
Definitely.
And that puts you at 1 stress left?
Correct.
Okay, just making sure I got my numbers right.
So, standard plus 1 die. And not to sound stupid, but if you put in desperate, does that gain XP? Is that what you said?
Yes, you'll gain an XP for rolling a
prowess.
desperate roll.
Gotcha.
You'll just mark a flag in your resolve.
Thank God. 6.
All right, so tell me what happens to basically make the other grinders stop pursuing. How does this? What does this look like?
Okay, so these two bodies, which are just sort of haphazardly tumbling to the side now, get whipped up in this massive wind, and they just begin to spin head over heels towards this group that's falling behind us. Preacher is just holding out with one hand, desperately holding on with the other, his fingers knuckles white. And as his eyes glaze back over white, he presses these bodies, and it's just like watching a bowling ball go down an alleyway. And it just begins to cut them off at their knees. Not actually sever them, but just
like a log rolling through people walking uphill or something.
Right.
Absolutely. Okay, that's awesome.
Hallucination too.
And so I believe our last one is eyes. Eyes.
Yeah.
This will be a desperate action as well.
Yep.
So how do you wanted to do your patented Spider-Man Miles Morales swing into the side? Which one would you like?
Yep. Left. Yeah. I'll grab just the kind of the other side and kind of swing my body through.
Absolutely.
And kick it through. And
Yep.
nail the dude. Let's have a doubles bargain too. Fuck it. Let's go.
Devil's bargain for this. What would a devil's bargain be for swinging into the side? Harm is no fun. I don't like that one.
I already have one.
So are you kicking this person? Or the driver?
Yeah, the plan is to so first of all, is there like
Yeah.
a window?
There's like an open window that they would kind of shut some kind of curtain or something on. It's there's nothing really there.
Oh, okay, so it's not like a glass.
Right. Yeah.
Okay, cool. Yeah, no, I'm absolutely. So it's a two-step process in my mind. Kick the guy, make him move, and then take control of the.
Okay. So here's what it is. If you will be directly harming someone that you are unsure of their role in this. We've called Eyes before that Eyes hasn't really killed a lot of people, doesn't have that killer instinct, and has not regretted but waffled on the fact what lines do you want to personally cross? With the grinder earlier, you knew he was a part of the group. You took them out, no problem. This driver may just be a regular driver driving something down the street, and you're going to kick them off the side of their cart. Just the thought process is that you have done something. You have maybe stepped over a line inside your own head. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Feel free to RP that or do whatever you will with that, but I think that's just a moment where you get caught up in the moment. You're like, I did it. And you're like, oh, shit, I did that.
Okay.
So if you choose, that's fine.
Yeah, 100%. Game on. Let's do it. Okay, so desperate and pushing. So I get 2 extra dice? Is that how it works?
Yep.
Okay.
Pushing, you get 1 die.
Yep. And then, so I get 2. Okay, cool. So, and this is finesse, I think? What do you think?
Yeah, finesse would be fine. Yeah, finesse is, let me scroll over finesse. Finesse an item, employee subtle mystery, sleight of hand, handle a vehicle or mount. This sounds like handling a vehicle to me.
Well, because Prowl has 1 more dot, so and it's still kind of an obstacle because I kind of like.
Yeah, if you'd rather use prowl, because I can see this being a prowl as well. These are obstacles. Yeah, no problem.
Let's do that instead, let's just see how many dice can one roll, you know? Okay, standard, and then 2 extra. Let's see what we got. Nice. Fuck yeah, let's go.
We got a 6 in there. All right. So tell me what happens to end up with the driver out on the side of the road and you in control of this vehicle.
Gotcha. Yep. So actually, I'll kind of do it on the opposite side of where he is, so that way it's enough force for him to kind of blow him kind of out. And so it's just a very just tumble and like missile fucking drop kick right underneath the button, and he just you just hear ah, like very Wilhelm scream.
Yeah.
And as he tumbles out, close the door, and I'm trying to get a hold of the proverbial wheel.
Yep, you're able to. So I think you're at the very edge of Crow's Foot in Lampblack territory. You're able to slow the vehicle down enough, the cart down enough to where Preacher's able to get a steady hand. And I think here after another minute or two,
don't know he's even there.
Yeah, you don't even know it's there. He pops up over the side. Miss Fritter is able to pull up in your carriage. What would you all like to do with this merchandise from this cart? And then I will go to Miss Corbin here in just a second.
So I finally see Preacher.
Yep.
How the hell did you get over here?
I jumped.
Okay.
I think about that time an old gray large Acrosian goat comes trotting up to Preacher and like puts their head on Preacher like they know them.
Just sort of pet at it. Yeah, you old biddy. Thank you so much for getting me here.
That's a story on its own.
I may be old, Eyes, but I'm a little spry still in my old age.
You and your goat friend, huh? Both old and spry?
We don't talk of such things.
our little secret. Now, as far as this merchandise here that we have, probably somewhere we could sell it to? I don't know. What do you think?
Maybe we'll get back to our hideout and take inventory of what we got so far.
Yeah. Oh, man, I hope it's something like big back there. Like, I never really thought about like taking a minigun to the range, but just to see like what that would look like, just to see what people would say. That's enough,
Regardless, this is going to hurt our enemies. So.
And we have some goats on top of that. Fantastic.
Miss Fritter, you pull up your carriage, y'all's carriage, and you see Eyes and Preacher talking. There is a old gray goat that is beside Preacher as well that seems to have taken a liking to Preacher. And you also notice something else. You're on the edge of Lampblack territory in Crow's Foot, and you notice that on the buildings that are the Lampblacks, there are flags that are being flown now. Red flags that signify that they are at war. It seems as if while you all were having your rendezvous, that Lissa was having one of her own and has made a preemptive strike at the Lampblacks. So we will see where that goes in just a second. Miss Corbin, you sit alone on a flatbed cart in the pouring down rain. The note that Chaos Finn left for you lays in front of you. None of your compatriots are around. What would you like to do? You're muted.
Can I check what's in the back?
Yep, absolutely. So the crates, you go back there and kind of throw off the tarps on the crates, and you can tell that they're various goods, probably some ammo, some other stuff like that. It's not the guns that you expected, but it's still other goods that are very usable.
And they wanted. The hive wanted.
They said they wanted the merchandise. They don't know if you don't know if they actually said the guns or not, or just what would do.
Some. Well, have to grease the wheels, make some overtures, so ask permission later.
So what do you do with the cart you're on now? Do you take it back to your hideout? Do you take it to another warehouse? Do you take it to your group?
I take it to the hideout.
To y'all's hideout? Okay, good. Wanted to see where that would go. All right, so we eventually meet back up in the hideout. We're able to kind of distribute and go through and take some time to look at these items. It looks like there are some crates of guns. There are some crates of some specialty items, which we'll talk about depending on what you want, and goods that can be given away, sold, distributed amongst whatever. As we end this second to last episode. See, nailed it again. Yeah, I'm so good at this. Professional. Where do we find each one of our mighty heroes? Where is Eyes as the night ends?
It's no place like home.
Okay.
Kind of smarts. But he's like, before he walks in, he's kind of like practicing like hiding that. And the door opens, and Joseph kind of runs in, gives a big hug. Oh no! Don't hug me that much. No, he like probably hugged me even tighter.
Absolutely, yeah.
No, Dad did a lot of work today, buddy. It's oh man.
Just said, do you hurt yourself?
Yeah, Daddy's work. Sometimes he has to put his body on the line to get stuff done. So
yeah, me too. Me too at school. Sit
Yeah.
down, Daddy. I'll take care of you.
Oh, thanks, buddy. You're the best. I love you.
I think he goes in, probably get you a drink or get you something to eat, or maybe he makes you a sandwich of some kind. And you all, unless you tell me different, spend the night just kind of chilling and talking and relaxing.
Yep, absolutely. And I won't tell him the details, but the kind of the camera kind of pans out.
Yeah,
As
absolutely.
He's very much just like very like comic book heroes, bang,
Yeah.
bang, and stuff.
He is utterly riveted. He probably has his hands underneath his chin. And then what happened? And then the goat? Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah,
exactly.
absolutely. All right. Miss Corbin, where do we find you at the end of the night?
I think it's when we reconverge and have counted, inventoried stuff. The stuff is still in the carts. Miss Corbin kind of puts herself together again, freshens up, gets in the carriage, and just looks at the group. I need to take these to the hive.
Why aren't we
Whatever these are worth, I will pay them. Can take it to whatever score and whatever future things we do. My portion of the hound can be taken. I just need these now. We need these.
I get to keep the goat, right?
You can have the goat.
Good.
I have just like a small eyebrow up, but I don't say anything.
His name is Vincent, by the way.
Venison?
Vincent.
Oh, Vincent.
Vincent
Not
Van
yet.
Goat.
Like venison deer? No, sorry.
No, Vincent Van Goat.
All right. Vincent the goat. So Miss
Van-
Corbin, you take part of the goods, and I think where we will pick up with her next time is the meeting with KS Finn and what happens, because I wanna talk with you as player to narrator and make sure we're cool with all that, and where we're going to go with that. But very good. I think when you pull up to where the hive has their warehouse, KS steps out and sees what it is and has a big smile on her face, and we'll kind of leave it at that. That's cool. All right, Preacher, where are you at?
I would say, honestly, Preacher would probably be isolated at this point, because we said it was the new moon or the
Yep.
full moon. Okay.
New moon.
How far away is that exactly?
I'd say it's within the next day or so.
Okay. Wow. Okay.
It's coming up quick.
So Rise hasn't really asked about having his knife back yet. So I would assume it's still in my possession.
Absolutely.
I think that Preacher is going to carve a new tattoo into his flesh with this knife.
Okay. Are there words to be said? Is there something played? What is going on around?
I would say Preacher would probably fall back to the old days, when the tattoos that were put into his flesh weren't done by his hand. They were forced upon him. And for once he gets to say the words under his own volition, under his own command. And I would say they have to have something to do with not only just Satara, but with Ezekiah. Something to grant some serenity, freedom of choice, and ultimately produce a cage within myself to accept this demon if need be, so I can never let it go again.
I think the last slash mark that you go to make actually makes it on its own. The knife almost seems to know how it needs to finish this ritual. And as the words start to echo in your mind, they continue for a long time, a lot longer than they should, continuing echoing back. It's like the lyric to the song you can't get out of your head. You pushed it away from your mind for so long. Now that you've let it back in, you continuously hear it. And at the end of the night, you realize maybe why else that is the case. That you are not the only one getting a tattoo this night.
I thought he would get lost just in the sound of that blade just sort of snagging on the flesh. That'd be sort of the music, the anthem that's sort of playing through his mind. And now it's all sort of ruined. Because I can imagine, or at least see right now, maybe Ezekiah doing the exact same thing. I'll look out. Look at this moon, which is probably waxing currently.
Through the heavy downpour rain and fog and night, you can make out the outline of the moon.
And I say, as I'm staring at it, one more last meeting, boy. One more time. I mean, it's time you can be proud of you, old man. I'll see you soon, son. I love you.
And the camera pans out outside the window into the pouring down rain as it clouds over all of Dustfall. It swoops over into Crow's Foot, where earlier this night there has been blood spilt on many, many wars, many smaller skirmishes. There was even an attempt on the Lampblack's headquarters by the Crows. As it pours down rain, blood flows just as well between the Lampblacks and the Crows, between the Grinders and everyone else that is trying to pour out all of their anger, all of their hatred. All animosity seems to be flowing with the passing of the new moon. Where do we find Miss Fritter?
Miss Fritter is back, very stealthily infiltrating the Lampblack's buildings, going to find Boz to make sure that he's alive or to see the state of what the Lampblacks are in. And is prepared to find any enemy at this point. She is she didn't do a devil's bargain, so she didn't do the rage where she has to kill everything, but she's like on the precipice of that.
Yeah, absolutely. You've been around death. You've walked side by side with death for a long time. You know, there are professional killings and then there are very personal killings. And the war between the Crows and the Lampbacks feels personal. There's more anger, there's more hatred. You can just tell it in the bodies that lay around you. You make your way through the night into the Lampblack's territory. Maybe there's a door that Baz has shown you before to get out of. You've left before that you remember how. You make your way inside of it and up to his headquarters where he is conducting business. It seems like he has taken a couple of bullets to maybe one of the shoulders and the leg in an attempted ambush. And he greets you and kind of turns around and sees that you're coming up through there. He has a few of his lieutenants around. They're scrolled all over a map. There's drawings and writings on it. They're shouting orders back and forth. Chaos is ensuing. And you see outside through the window, the camera would pan to show the Crows outside kind of cordoning off the Lampblack headquarters.
Are we ending or continuing?
We can continue for a minute till we set up for next week what's going to happen. So that's what I would like to do.
As she walks in, knowing that the crows are outside, knowing that this is really just an intermission for the night, she sits down with Bazo and, without saying anything to him or to anyone else, just immediately begins to treat his wounds, inspecting his lieutenants, treating their wounds, and pouring the good liquor for everyone to drink.
I think after a few minutes, Bazo and the lieutenants are sending people out to check on where things are going, what's happening, what's all going on. And he sits down with you and the couple of lieutenants he has. One's name's Vestine. And they kind of are looking over each other. And Bazo just looks at you and shakes his head in a tired, resonated look and just says, I think she has us this time. She has more people. She took the advantage on us, and unless we can deal with her, I think we're done.
She's going to get very close to his face, maybe even like pull his head so their foreheads are touching. And through like clenched teeth, she says, the day is not done until she is dead.
He looks at you and kind of whispers, can you kill her?
Easily.
She is not the little girl you left.
Fritter will kind of smile, almost at the thought of Lissa having ever once been a little girl, indicative of innocence. She owes a blood debt to us, and it will be paid.
He kind of breathes very heavily, partially from pain, partially from resignation, partially from just being tired, and says, I'll leave it to you. I think that's where we'll end it for the night. All right. Thank you all for joining us, for hanging out with us a little bit longer. Sorry we didn't quite get started on time, and it took a little bit of time to get jumped into the scene itself, so that's my apologies on that. But I think once we got going, as usual, this cast just did amazing things.
Had us in the first half, Nate. Had us in the first half.
Yeah, true story.
I'm Nathan. I've been your narrator. I use he, him pronouns, and I can be found at Not Another Nate on Twitter, in some other Discord servers, and just around the internet in general, whatever. But let's go around and talk to this amazing cast. Let them know who they are and where you can find them next, because I guarantee you won't want to miss anything they do. Jacob, do you want to go next?
Sure. Hey, everybody. My God, another fucking unbelievably amazing evening. God, Wednesdays are the best. So yeah, you can find me on Twitter and Instagram, Duval King Jacob there. Something that just got announced earlier this week is I'll actually be a dungeon master for the upcoming Dash Cruise game day that's being run. And I'll actually drop the link if you want to hop in and support that. Super helpful with like suicide prevention and stuff like that, which is a super big deal. And if you want to have a seat at my table, all you got to do is bid for it. And one thing that's really, really cool is a lot of the cast from Dungeon Run, which is the Jeff Kanata's D&D 5e campaign. Katie, who's actually in that game, will actually be at my table. So if you want to join us and hang out and have a good fucking time, I highly recommend it. And all the other stream stuff is less important than that, so I won't even worry about that. You should focus on that. But much love.
All right, thank you. And Shauna, you want to go next?
Oh boy, that was exciting. We got an awesome card and it almost got exploded. So
Yeah.
It was great. I love desperate rolls, and I love devil's bargains. So we got a bunch of those, and we managed to live through it. And I can't wait for next week. There's gonna be so many things. I can't wait. But yeah, I'm Shauna Flying Cirrus on Twitter, every place else. You can catch my art there and the games I play, including on Monday on Encounter Roleplay. It's the penultimate episode, actually, the for the North, our Game of Thrones campaign, where my character is maybe getting betrothed. It's very sweet right now. I am very afraid. I am very, very scared going in. And actually, next week on Follow Black Cats on Wednesdays on this day at 3 p.m. Eastern, it's going to be starting a spy game campaign. It's a rules based on 5e, and it's espionage, social media, all that stuff. And I am playing Tim on wheelhouse of being someone who's kind of scary. So wear that.
Wonder what that's going to be like. What is that's such a change? I don't know.
I don't know.
I can't even imagine you playing a character like that.
I know it's frightening. All right, Hannah.
I'm Hannah. You can find me on Twitter at Stop That Old Woman. I am in this game on Wednesday nights, and then on Saturdays, Saevrick and I are in a Star Wars game, which is very unusual. Highly recommend. That's basically all I do. So, on to the next.
All right, thank you. And Saevrick.
I don't know how I follow that. It's the same thing, obviously. Yeah, so you can find me here on or on Twitter, both at Saevrick. As Hannah said, we have this game, which we'll have next week. We'll have our finale. So make sure you come by and check that out. Saturday we'll be having our D20 Star Wars campaign continue. Just brought on another player, which has been really fun. Mark from Digital Dice. He played a very, very cool droid. And Shauna would be proud of me because I have an NPC that is basically Alfie Solomon's, and they hate him so desperately. And I think I did a really good job. So
Loathe entirely.
yeah, they really hate that NPC. I tried to do the voice and everything. It was a good time. Otherwise, I don't have anything going on. I'm just gonna be rambling forever otherwise. So I'll say is thank everybody for showing up. Make sure you go follow these lovely people. If you're watching this on YouTube, try to come by next week and catch us live for the finale because that would be a fun time. Otherwise, that's all I have. One last time, y'all have anything you want to say before we head out for the night?
Nope, good to go.
Be safe. Take care of yourselves. We fucking love you.
All right.
Bye, Bonnie.
Bye, Bonnie.
Yes.
All right, then. Well, I guess we will see y'all next Wednesday. Good night.